In the field of oceanography, one of the big challenges we have is observing our environment. We use ocean models and apply them to areas that are generally difficult to observe with instrumentation. And what these observations are trying to tell us is what are some of the mechanisms that drive the transport of sediment in these environments. A big challenge in shallow coastal estuaries is looking at water quality and clarity and trying to understand what drives those parameters that really sort of determines how healthy an ecosystem is. One of the goals of our research is to understand how sediment transport can contribute to water quality and clarity in a particular system, essentially to help estuarine management and policymakers understand where the big drivers of nutrient fluxes in these areas. What's really unique about my research is that I both am involved in the observational side of it and the numerical modeling side of it. And in general, those have been two separate camps in the ocean sciences field. But now with better modeling tools and better instrumentation, I'm sort of involved in both. One of the main results of this Blue Waters Fellowship has been to highly validate a really high-resolution model of a local estuary to New Hampshire. And that's been really important because it's really expensive to put out instrumentation, but it's not as expensive to run a model. Really, we're sort of matching and combining observations and models, combining theory and what we observe, and really showing that for this particular estuary, they match pretty well. So some of the questions we were trying to ask had to do with high-resolution models, and the current computer we were using wasn't able to solve those problems. The support with the point of contacts and the support from NCSA is really, really important. I think when you're a scientist trying to learn a method or trying to learn using a computer to solve a different scientific problem, it's hard to really understand everything about that HPC system. So having really big support, I think, is really, really important to solve big science problems. The work that I'm involved with definitely impacts society currently, and I think it will to a high degree in the future. Some of the model output that we have has been used to inform local oyster restoration efforts and has been using eelgrass mapping. The more eelgrass you have, the more clear your water is and sort of the healthier your estuary is. So they've been mapping eelgrass in this particular area for 20-25 years. We've used that product in our model to then output a better estimate of coastal currents. And then those coastal currents have been used to inform local oyster restoration scientists that are now sort of designing ways to build oyster beds a bit different based on the results of this model. The Blue Waters experience has really opened my eyes to the HPC community and what kind of problems that HPC is really solving. It's opened my eyes to other jobs that really incorporate HPC, high-performance computing, into solving oceanography problems. And a lot of those jobs are actually in government, and my career trajectory has always sort of been academia, but this has really opened my eyes to some of the government agencies and private companies that are actually trying to solve these problems as well. So it's really nice to have this background in the fundamental science, but really this amazing tool that's only getting better and better. And Blue Waters has completely opened my eyes to that. Because of Blue Waters, I've been able to look to new scientific questions and look to solve new problems that I didn't think were possible during my PhD program.